Welcome back to Love and Junk. I'm Laura.
I'm John.
And today we're going to find out who was the naughtiest in school. I think it's going to be you.
All right, so it's back to school time. Every year we always try to maybe reminisce about our school days and try to do a little video, and maybe you'll like it.
Yeah, we'll link some of those videos. We've done a couple of them. We did a mukbang, I know.
Yeah.
I think we did another like Q&A kind of thing. We'll link those down in the comments of this video. But today it is a quiz. It is who is the naughtiest. Keep track of your points and see. I want to know between us and all of our viewers who gets the most points, who is the naughtiest. There's a couple of people I think are going to be way up there. You included.
Me? No way.
But I also created all of the questions, and I know that I've also done a lot of these things. Now, kids, get out.
Yeah, don't be listening. Trying to get some ideas.
Yeah, we don't condone any of this behavior, of course, and this was all a really long time ago, so hopefully your dad isn't going to hold any of this stuff against you.
Let me, if there are kids listening to this, let me just tell you it this way. This was back in the day before parents got automatic notifications on their phones.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you can get away with a little bit more back then.
So here's how this is going to work. We're going to keep a little tally, and we're going to see who is naughtier, me or you or you. And so let's jump into it. Let's see the first one.
Let's do it. The first one. Have we ever had our parents do our homework?
Never.
No, I never did.
First
either.
of all, my parents never would have.
Right.
And no.
My dad would have been like, I'm not doing that. I worked all day.
Yeah. 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 That just was never going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they helped me with my homework and stuff. It's like grade school and stuff, if I couldn't figure out like how to divide something or whatever, but not like do my homework. I still had to do it.
Did you go to
I would be very happy to have passed that off, but
did you go to one parent or another? Like, was one the homework helper?
I think my mom helped me the most, but like if I had a math question or something, I'd ask my dad.
Yeah. I never really needed help with my homework. And when I was like in elementary school, I've talked about this before. I was really smart as an elementary school kid. Me and my sister are 10 years apart, and she would ask for my help with her homework. I was really smart. That's not me bragging. I mean, it may sound like it, but it definitely caught up. By the time I was in high school, I don't know what happened. I was, getting the same grades as everybody else. But when I was in elementary school, I didn't really need help. When I was in high school and really struggling, especially with math, my parents couldn't help me. They weren't good at math either, so I had a tutor. So no, never.
Yeah, never for me too.
Give yourself a point though if an older sibling did, and that never happened in my world.
Yeah, definitely not my world either.
Okay.
Lied to get out of gym. Physical education.
Yep.
I have not. I might have lied to get into gym. I love gym. That was great. The worst one that I really didn't like, and I would have lied to get out of it, was swimming.
That's what I lied to get out of.
Oh my gosh, I hated that.
We, if you didn't know, if you're new, hello and welcome to our channel.
Hello.
We met in junior high. So we haven't been together since junior high, but we met in junior high. So we had the same horrible experiences, some of them. And our school got remodeled, our high school, when we were, sophomores, I think? So junior and senior year.
I thought it was while we were in 8th grade, and when when we were freshmen, it was like the first year.
That could, I try to block it from memory.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. That's the only time I don't lie as a human being now, but lied to get out of swimming. I was terrified of swimming in a group of people. I didn't learn how to swim until a little bit later in life. And I definitely was never going to learn in a big group of people like that. So, yes.
And I could swim if you call swimming like just kind of splashing about.
Keeping yourself,
yeah. Whatever, but yeah, that was horrible. But I didn't lie to get out of it. Otherwise, I love gym.
Yeah, and boys don't have the same excuse that girls have.
Right.
And here's the thing. Yes, did I use that a couple of times? Yes. But also, all the other times when it was real, it's horrible. So if I used it a couple of times to my advantage, so what?
All right, next. Have you ever skipped school?
Yes.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I shouldn't say I think everybody has. In our class, I would say almost everybody did. I didn't skip school all the time, but
yeah, the thing about it is I don't think I ever skipped school to like do anything fun. I think I skipped school because I had like anxiety and there was like a test coming or
I definitely
something like that.
I definitely like went to the nurse's office and skipped classes that way, like to miss a test. But I also definitely skipped school and went to Iowa City for the day. Which is about 45 minutes from here, and it's a college town, and yeah. Yep, I did.
All right.
Kids don't do that, though. It's naughty. And your parents should always know where you are.
Yes. Okay, next one. Have you ever forged your parents' signature? Apparently on a school document or something like that.
Whoa. Yeah.
What are you doing? Taking the fifth?
No. I remember practicing my mom's signature. But I don't think I ever put that into practice that I can remember. So I'm going to say no.
I refuse to make a statement that may incriminate myself. Yes, I definitely did. Oh my gosh, so horrible. One time...
On what kind of document? Like on your grades where your parents have to sign for your grades?
I think so. I really can't remember.
Hopefully not like some sort of medical permission or...
No, nothing like that. But I do remember, like I had left a class or something like that with permission to go to the office to like turn in this note and stopping off in the bathroom to like sign it real quick. And then one of the teachers came in and caught me and was like...
Was this elementary school?
I think it was junior high. Junior high, yeah. And so I'm sorry, Dad, if you're watching this.
He probably knows. He probably assumes.
Yeah, probably assumes. So I think there was that one time, and then we did used to have to get like our report cards signed and returned.
In midterms.
Yeah, and so I might have forged one of those.
Okay. Next.
All right, next. Have you ever been suspended?
No.
No.
We had a thing, and I was going to say, didn't I see you? So we had this thing where we had study hall. And I'm sure in every school, in every country, and, whatever, it's all different. And definitely times now might be different than when we were in school, I'm sure, 800 years ago. We had in-school suspension and out-of-school suspension.
Yeah, right.
And in-school suspension, you had to sit at like a study carrel, they called it, which was like a little desk that had sides, and you were supposed to stay in your study carrel. But behind you was study hall. And so when you'd go in for study hall, it's where you can catch up on your homework or get help with homework or whatever. There would be people that were in school suspension. And so you just sat there. That was definitely... So the more drastic punishment is out of school suspension.
Which
but that's what everybody
better.
wants.
Yeah.
Like parents are at work, you're at home watching Price is Right, eating cornflakes or whatever.
Yeah.
But when we talked about it, I was like, wait, don't I remember seeing you sitting at one of those?
I don't think so.
Never. I have never.
Now, on the same type of question here, but not on our list, have you ever gotten detention?
No.
Gee whiz. Marking down for me. Yeah, I got detention. I got detention all the time, but not for like being naughty or getting in fights or stuff like that. It was just basically not doing my homework.
Oh. Yeah, no.
So I get in trouble. Plus, I, skipped a couple times and would get caught with that.
I never got caught, really. At most things, yeah. So, should I have had a detention? Yeah. I just told you I skipped school and left the country. But yeah, never. Yeah.
All right.
And on one of those times, this is what happened. On one of the very first time I skipped and went to Iowa City, I wasn't even marked absent. So I was like sweating and all nervous for nothing. And then no one ever called, nothing ever happened. I'm like, I got away with it. And then did it again and again and again. Finally, it caught up with me. I think I did it like 4 or 5 times. And finally, I think somebody else got caught and called my mom and said, do you realize that our kids were in Iowa City today instead of school? So detention would have been a much lesser punishment than the punishment that Ruby Cook doled out. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I remember as far as like the skipping part, one time I did skip with a couple of friends and we walked to my house and we just hung out there for a while and then we left and we walked back to school. And as we're like walking back to get inside school, there was like a path on the side of the road, like a walking path, and some 2 kids start getting in a fight out there, and the vice principal comes running out, and we get busted for skipping, but only because of those 2 guys that were out there fighting.
Who was it? Do you remember?
No, it was like somebody from...
But were they people that went to our school?
One of them was. I think somebody else was from like Davenport or something, but a different school. Anyways, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Got kicked off the bus.
No.
No, never.
Did you ride the bus?
Oh, yeah.
I rode the bus, and I remember that people at my bus stop were causing trouble, and so I got called in and questioned. But it was not me.
No, I did not get kicked off the bus.
Okay.
Did you ever get hurt at school?
I did get hurt at school, and in elementary school, I fell off the monkey bars, and I landed funny on my arm, and it wasn't fractured, but it hurt me enough that they thought I needed to have x-rays, and I screamed enough that I think they were just ready for me to go home. Yes, in elementary school. I think it was like in 2nd grade.
Well, in elementary school, I got kicked right square in the jiggly bits. And
they weren't so jiggly after that?
I gotta tell you, that hurt. But did I get injured? No, I didn't get injured.
Did you go to the nurse?
No. And I gotta tell you what. It was like everybody's playing.
Was it a little girl that did it or a little boy?
Yeah, it was a girl.
Girls always did that.
We were like, all these kids were out there playing on the playground, just like running around, chasing each other and everything. And I didn't even do anything. And she just like turned around, wham! And the monitor saw it all happen and did nothing.
But you're not still bitter about it, right? All right, next.
Okay. Had a crush on a teacher.
No.
No.
I had the opposite of a crush, whatever that is, multiple times. I had teachers that gave me horrible anxiety. I had teachers that looked down my shirt. I had teachers that just gave me the heebie-jeebies. Oh my gosh.
You just had a memory.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of getting hurt in school, I passed out at school multiple times. Like actually fainted.
Oh, I was gonna say too much drink
in junior high, we got our little fingers pricked to find out what blood type we were. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember
Passed
that.
cold out. I still am a fainter. And and then another time I got hurt in cooking. I got burned in cooking. I've had blocked that from memory. Anyway.
All right. Nope. No crush on a teacher.
So I mean, I had bad experiences with teachers. I had some that I really liked and appreciated and whatever, but nobody was crush worthy. I will tell you that.
That's right.
Except this one.
I wasn't a teacher.
I know.
Have you ever copied someone's paper?
Like, and how I meant that is like, not copied off of, oh, you got A, I got A. I mean, like, somebody wrote a paper and you copied it or used their, like, book report or, paper on the Civil War or whatever. No.
I do think that there was a time when, like, in 6th grade or something like that, when we had, like, a math worksheet to do, and I didn't do it, and then, like, right before, I'm like, let me see your paper. Write it all down. Right. So do you think that counts?
I mean, to me, A, B, or C answers or yes or no answers are different than taking somebody's like thoughts, feelings, and words that they use to write something down. And I mean, plagiarizing was a huge thing. Back in the day, it was harder to cheat though. You had to get everything like from sources and cite the sources. There wasn't all this stuff online that
there's an app for that, right?
Yep.
Okay, have you ever cheated on a test?
I would say yes in that. I'm trying to think. I definitely have never copied somebody's entire test, but I might be like, what'd you get for number 10?
I see.
Oh, if you didn't hear that, what'd you get for number 10?
Yeah, I've never cheated on a test, and as far as like looking at somebody else's paper or asking them, I was too worried about getting caught. I would never, I was always like just focused.
I remember that, oh my gosh, I had an algebra class, and that was the class that I really struggled with. And the people that sat next to me were also, did you sit by me in algebra? Yeah. There were also people that I would never cheat off of because it's like, oh, this guy never does his homework and this guy knows less than I do.
Hey, maybe I was sitting next to you.
So it was one of those things, yeah. I did have my really smart friend who was really great at algebra in that class, but she was kind of like up and over. So
I had to retake algebra. The first year,
Same.
I hated it. I hated my teacher. I mean, he was a nice person, but I really didn't think that I could learn with that style or that person. The next year, I had a different teacher, and I got A's. So
I would love to see some of the tests that we had to take now.
Yeah.
I feel like I would do much better now without all of the pressure. You know?
I feel like everything is out the window, if you know what I mean.
I do know.
Okay. Have you ever paid someone to do your homework?
No. Or like people buy papers and stuff? No.
No, I never have either. I just didn't do it. All right. Have you ever called in sick for yourself or someone else?
No. Not that I can't remember doing that, no.
No, I never called in. Like that note or whatever that I signed was, it was always like after the fact, not before. But.
You know what was so weird? I just remember this. I used to write my notes and then my mom would sign them. And somehow that was okay. Like I would say, Laura has permission to be absent today because of blah, blah, blah. And then my mom would just like sign it.
Yeah, can I sign it for you? And then all your signature looks just like...
Yeah, weird. All right, anyway.
That's how you do it.
I never did that.
Yeah, me neither. Have you ever brought a pet to school?
Well, I did did you ever sneak anything to school like that?
No.
Did I bring a pet? Yes. But I don't think that was a naughty thing. I'm not going to give myself... It wasn't like I had a frog in my pocket or whatever.
Yeah.
I brought my dog to school for show and tell one time. She was the belle of the ball, too.
I'm sure.
She sat on a little chair, and everybody looked at her, and yeah.
Next is, have you ever forgot to do your homework or forgot it at home?
Yes and yes.
Come on.
All the time.
That was my normal.
All the time. When I was in elementary school, I was such a teacher's pet / smart kid, right? And Somebody's gonna beat me up and take my lunch money like today. I remember forgetting my homework at home, and I had actually done it. It was like a little worksheet, and I was like, I can remember. Can I do another one? Like, I was so freaked out that it was gonna like be late, or I wasn't gonna get a gold star on it, or whatever it was. And I was like, I promise I did it. I'll just do another one. And the teacher was like, it's okay.
No, I was like, I have no idea where that's at. I didn't do it. Don't know what to tell you. And at the end of the year, I'd clean out my locker or whatever, and there would be a pile of papers like this in the bottom. And yeah, I've constantly forgot to do my homework, or just chose not to do it, and then I also would forget it at home. And
I have a very hard time believing any of that would ever happen.
The only way that I actually passed and moved on was because I was great at taking tests and I actually listened in class.
And you're actually smart.
I just didn't do the homework.
You're actually smart too. There's that.
Smart.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever forgot your lunch or your lunch money?
Yes.
Me too.
I did that in elementary school, and I had a straight up panic attack. Because it had never happened before.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's okay, you can get a lunch. And then we'll just, like, we had a little, like, lunch card.
Yeah.
And it was pizza day, and I was like, I remembered all of a sudden that, yeah. Yes, I have. And it was no big deal. I just got to eat lunch. And yes, I forgot my lunch at home too, but then my mom brought it for me.
Most of the time that I forgot it would be like in middle school and high school. Like, they gave us these punch cards. If you had a green punch card, it was just lunch. If you had a pink punch card, you'd have lunch and a shake.
Mm-hmm. So, if you wanted a shake, it could be something else.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just got a shake. And that would be the
Some things never change.
That would be the problem, like forgetting my punch card.
So then what'd you do? Just mooch off of other people? Hey, are you going to eat all your chips? Or, yeah.
There was a lot of like, hey, can I borrow your punch card? I'll get you back like next time or whatever. So yes, I have forgotten my lunch money or lunch card, punch card, whatever.
Anything that you can possibly forget. Anytime it says, have you ever forgotten? Just say yes.
Yeah,
for
probably
John.
For me, for sure. Have you ever fallen asleep in class?
I did one time.
I don't think I did, except like in the early days when they were like, put your head down on your desk, but I don't think I fell asleep.
I fell asleep during a movie.
Oh.
And I had been sick like the week before, and I came back and I still wasn't feeling like 100%, and they put on one of those old like film, like it had the film that went from reel to reel, and like I was sitting by it, and there was that whole noise thing, and at first I was just like laying there, like this, then pretty soon my head got lower and lower, and I fell asleep, and I was like, oh no, what was that about?
Woke up drooling on your desk.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Fell asleep in class. Threw up at school. Have you ever thrown up?
Yes.
Me too.
Not in class where other people could see me, but had to leave the classroom. Oh boy.
All right. The first time was like in elementary school. We were going to lunch and I did not feel good. And I'm standing in line there and I'm thinking, and every once in a while I would just go, and I was just standing there and I had to like leave the line, run down the hall. I just went into somebody's random classroom and they had bathrooms in the classrooms. And so I like just went in that bathroom and I ended up getting sick. So that wasn't too bad.
Did somebody come find you?
I ended up like having to take myself to the nurse's office, but nobody found me or
like
anything.
This.
Yeah.
Off to the nurse's office.
Let's go. And then another time, remember that pool we were telling you about in high school?
The pool that I swam in too?
Yes.
No.
It was right after lunch. We had spaghetti day, okay? And they had us swimming laps. Like, why would you do that right after lunch?
Ugh. I hope that was the day that I faked. I was sick.
Oh, it was gross. I hope they cleaned that out by now, but anyways.
Were I know you had to have been humiliated.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you do? Like, try to get rid of it?
Yeah.
Make it go down to the bottom?
A bunch of spaghetti noodles floating around. Ugh. Have you ever lied about being sick to go or stay home?
Yes.
Indeed. Who hasn't, really?
I mean, know.
Come on.
Oh my gosh. We are 50. And when we were kids, it was we are the same age as The Price is Right, if you didn't know. So
that's a horrible way to put it.
It is one of those things. I love game shows. I love game shows now.
Yeah.
I love trivia. I love all that kind of stuff. And it was always calling me. It was always like.
So are you telling me you lied about being sick so that you could stay home to watch The Price is Right? Is that what you're telling everybody here?
No, I stayed home, but The Price is Right was I didn't want to go to school for whatever reason. Like, there was something that I didn't want to do, or it gave me anxiety. I remember once. This whole thing is so triggering. In elementary school, and I know I've told you the story, and I can't remember what your answer was if you had to do this, but in elementary school, we had specials, they called it. So art, music, whatever the other specials were. I don't even remember. Art, music, and I don't know. Do you remember?
No.
It might have just been those. And so, like on Tuesday and Thursday, we'd have art, and maybe or gym was the other one. And in music class, there was a song that we had to sing by ourselves in front of the class. And you know what it's like just doing public speaking. Now imagine doing public singing. And I stayed home. I faked a whole flu. I was home for 4 days. But guess what? I thought that was going to be over. Because she was going through the list of people. You have to sing, you have to sing, you have to sing.
Now you got to do it by yourself in front of everybody.
Yep. That's what happened. I got back from my flu, and we were singing by ourselves anyway.
Back from my flu.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, hey, you're back. Are you feeling better?" And I'm like, "Not really." She's like, "Well, today's the day. You're gonna sing this." It was horrible, and I don't know why we had to do that, but we did. I lived through it, but yeah, yes,
Me too. I just remember I had moved schools from the elementary school that all my friends were at to a Catholic school. I made new friends, but still, I felt so much anxiety about certain things. Like if I didn't do my homework, or if I had a test coming up that I was afraid of or whatever. And I remember at least twice I called it. Because the thing about it, with that Catholic school that I went to, I had to ride my bike there.
That was my dream, to ride my bike to school.
With all that anxiety. And so I remember I got started once and I just felt like...
Your bike just turned and went a different way.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going back home. And then ended up calling my mom or something, telling her I'm sick.
Another time, I just remembered this. This is so funny. Another time, my mother... I loved her dearly. She gave me a perm, and I hated it. And I did not want to go to school. I did not like my hair. I hated it. And I missed the bus. But then she just drove me anyway.
Oh.
Anyway, okay.
Next. Have you ever been a bully?
No. I hope you haven't. We have to get divorced.
Remember that time I was telling you about at the Catholic school when I switched schools and felt all awkward and strange? There was a brief time period where I would chase this kid around the playground. But I never did anything when I caught him or anything. It was just the chase.
Did he think you were playing, or was he terrified of you?
I think he was terrified.
You lose all the cool points you ever had with me, for real.
But, I realized what I was doing was wrong, and I did make it up to the kid. What we made up is what I'm saying.
Did somebody make you?
No.
Okay. That's good. Bullying's horrible.
Yeah. Never asked for lunch money or anything. I mean, it was just chasing around. It was good fun, you know.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible and wrong. Okay,
Yes, it was horrible and wrong. But it was a time period in my life where I felt very, very poorly about myself.
Yeah, I get it. And guess what? That is what bullying is about. If you are a child and watching, that is what bullying is about. It's not about you, it's about them.
Yeah. Have you ever thrown away a packed lunch for a school lunch?
Yep.
It sounds like something I do.
We had a calendar they sent you home with a school calendar for hot lunch. And I would circle the days that I wanted to take a hot lunch. Something went wrong somewhere and I took a packed lunch and it was pizza day.
Oh yeah, you gotta throw your lunch away if it's pizza day.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my mom found out about it somehow. I think I might have been telling my sister or a friend and my mom overheard it, or telling my dog, who knows. And my mom overheard it and she was like, you understand you didn't have to throw it away. You could have just put it in your backpack. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it was like peanut butter and jelly and like a cupcake and like fruit or something. Like I definitely could have still eaten it. Didn't have to get pitched in the trash. I just didn't want people to know like, oh, I brought my lunch. They're not going to give me a hot lunch. I panicked. I was like, oh no, there's pizza.
I don't think that I physically threw it out in the trash. What I think happened is that I didn't eat it. I ate the school lunch. It remained in my backpack for quite some time.
Ugh.
It gets packed down into the bottom, you know what I mean?
Yes, we share a car and a house. I know what you mean.
All right. Let's see. Have you ever snuck something into school that you weren't supposed to have?
Yes. Have you?
What was it? Cigarettes?
No, never. Oh, actually, yeah. I was like in elementary school. In elementary school, yeah, candy. Then we had that whole thing. We've talked about it before. We did the whole Luden's cough drops. Those were cherry cough drops, perfection. Yeah, high school probably. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I remember I didn't have cigarettes, but my friend had some and wanted me to keep them in my purse, and I did. And yeah, that's wrong. But I never got caught.
Yeah.
And it's not like I smoked them in school, or they were hers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you?
I had a BB gun I took to school.
Oh my gosh.
Well, here's the thing. I was going to my friend's house after school. So I went to school on my bus, and then I was going to go to his house on his bus, and I had a permission slip signed and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
John has permission to ride home with so-and-so.
Yeah.
Riding on somebody else's bus was the thing. Remember, you'd see like different kids
different
and
people.
stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
So I wanted to play with the BB gun at his house after, under supervision of his parents.
So, did your parents know you had a BB gun at school?
No, I don't think so.
No, wait. I know you have a story to tell, but I have to know these things.
Yeah, sure.
Did you know it was wrong, or were you just like, hey, I want to play with BB guns, and you packed it, or like at any point during the day were you like, I could get in big trouble for this?
It was a different time back then. Obviously it's way wrong nowadays. For sure. I knew that I shouldn't have it, but I also knew like I had it in a bag in my backpack in my locker, and it was I wasn't around. I mean, I wasn't messing around with it.
Hold on, cut.
So like I had it in my backpack, in a bag in my backpack, in my locker, and like I didn't say anything to anybody about it.
But lockers didn't lock back then. Mine didn't. Did yours?
Yeah, we had locks on them.
In elementary school?
No, it was middle school.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
It was in our middle school. I went to LeClaire's, hang out with my friends afterwards, but like I did not like bring it out, mess with it, touch with or talk to anybody about it, let anybody know. Like I just like a lot of kids couldn't do that. They would just be like so tempted to show people, play with it, touch it. I was like, no, we just left it there, got on the bus, got off at his house, and then that night we were just having fun. Never shot out anybody's windows or anything like that.
Oh, that's good to know.
Anyways.
That sounds like you. Did you have, did your elementary lockers have a combination?
We didn't have lockers.
Really?
Yeah. Nope, we had like a little, we had our desk that opened up, and then like when we were in like first grade or whatever, we'd have like little cubbies and stuff.
Yeah, but you grew up where I did, like, I mean, in the Midwest, and where did you put like snow boots and winter coats and all that stuff? In your room?
There was a hooks to hang up your coats, and you put your, in the room, and you put your boots below it. I grew up in Michigan, and I don't know, that's the way it was in those schools.
Yeah, we had lockers. Do you ever have that dream where you forget it's not really a naughty thing, but I never actually forgot my locker combination, but at my age now, I have had that dream over and over and over. It means something. I don't know what it means, but it's like I used to have a dream book. It means something specific. I've had that dream over and over and over again. It never really happened, but I still have anxiety about it, or anxiety about something, because I still have that dream that I get to my locker and I'm like,
Yeah.
Every once in a while. Anyway.
All right, next, have you ever talked back to a teacher?
You probably have. You can go ahead and tell your story and let me think.
No, I never did.
You didn't?
You kidding me? I was too anxious of a kid.
I know I didn't in elementary school, for sure. Yeah, I did.
All right, let's hear it.
I mean,
what happened?
It's not really a story I'm proud of, and I'm gonna gloss over it, but it goes back to in junior high, the teacher that would stand over and look down girls' shirts, and it wasn't just me, it was several different people, and he ended up being let go. But I told him that he could talk to me from over there.
That's not really talking back, though. I mean,
it is. He
deserved
was a teacher,
it, I guess, right?
I was like, can you just talk to me from over there? Yeah.
All right. Next, have you ever gotten sent to the principal's office?
Yes. That whole bus incident. I got called in for questioning.
As you should.
I didn't do anything. And it was boys at my bus stop causing problems and like throwing rocks at cars and stuff.
Snitches get stitches.
I didn't. No, they were already full aware of what had went
transpired.
On. Yeah, because they just wanted to know. They were trying to figure out if I had anything to do with it. And no, I didn't. But that's the only time I can really remember.
Yeah, I got sent to the principal's office a couple times, but mostly for it wasn't for the fighting or anything like that. It was just like not doing my homework. And that time we got caught skipping and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
I had to have a meeting with me and the vice principal and my parents.
We had a real winner of a vice principal. He was, I think he had some issues. He came in as new and he wanted to be like big man on campus, and the way he walked around and everything, just everybody hated him. Right? Do I remember that correctly? Wasn't he just like, he wasn't trying to, you know how there's different personalities of people in the world. There's that principal that's like, hey, we're going to have fun. We're all here to learn and I'm here for you. And then there's the kind that's like, I'm here to bring law and order.
Yeah, he was a bit harsh at times, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so next, I gotta do that. What was late to class? Were you ever late to class?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been late to class.
Not on the regular, but I was late.
No real story there. Just
but
late.
Because I never made a habit of it, I never. Yeah, it's not like I got detention for it or whatever. And it was usually like I'm coming in the door.
I like
as the bell's ringing.
Have you ever had an accident?
No, but I did live in fear that would happen. And another thing, I never thought about it. I never had accidents at home, so I don't know why I would think about it until one day in kindergarten, somebody else had an accident. And it was so humiliating for them that then I was like...
It transferred to you.
Then I was like, that can happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea that you could just, pee and not have a whole lot of control over it.
Or something else.
But yes. And so, no, I didn't. But then I understood why we all had to have extra, clothes, change of clothes in kindergarten and stuff. It never happened.
Yeah. I have a vague recollection that I might have in kindergarten. But I don't really... I don't have lasting memories of that. It must not have been that traumatic.
And I was a bedwetter when I was little. I would have really bad nightmares, and I would... That's a whole big story. But I was a bedwetter, and there's no shame in it. You can't help what you do in your sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so because of that, I thought that, oh my gosh, maybe this is going to happen to me, especially after that happened to that little boy in my class. And I was really freaked out about it, but it never happened.
That's good. Have you ever gotten into a fight?
In school, no.
No.
I told some little boys which way the wind blows several times in school. I still am anti-bullying for sure. And I saw some not so nice kids picking on a new kid in school. And I definitely have inserted myself in that situation and a couple of other situations.
I thank you for that.
In later years, I'm super anti-bullying, and I'm always the person that tries to make friends with the new employee at work or the new kid in school. I was definitely that person.
Yeah. How about this question? Have you ever been the new person in school? The new kid?
No.
Yeah, I was the new kid in 7th grade. And also, when I went to that Catholic school, I was new. But everybody was new then. So, because it was a new school. But when I went into 7th grade, that was something.
But I was there.
You were there somewhere. Yeah, I think the 7th grade, I didn't know a whole lot of people at all. So.
Yeah, and even though we went to the same school, we didn't live by each other, so it's not like we were neighborhood friends or anything like that.
It was quite terrifying for me.
I bet. It would have been for me too, but no. We never moved.
Have you ever changed a grade on your report card?
Yes.
Really? How'd you do it?
Pen.
Oh, because it was written in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
With much practice and, a pen. A D to a B, I think, was the situation.
Were you successful at that?
No.
I don't think that I changed a grade on my report card. Is it possible? Sure, but I don't remember doing that. I think I was always I think that was too far, because I'm taking this home for my parents to see, and I think if I'm already in enough trouble, and if I tried changing it, then...
Well, the thing is at the time that midterms went out, I had a D in a class because I had some things that were late or not handed in or whatever. And as soon as I knew, because do you remember this? The teachers would have you come up and they'd show you in their grade book what your grade was.
Oh, yeah.
And so I knew what it was. And then I was like, okay, what am I missing? And they would, give you the opportunity to turn stuff in. So then by the time those got sent out, I had brought up my grade. So I'm like, I'm going to get grounded for no reason. And now my grade's up. So I changed it. And then I still got grounded. And I would have got grounded for a week, but I got grounded for 2 because of shenanigans. Meanwhile, my grade was fine. My mom was like, you could have just brought home proof or a note from your teacher that your grade was up.
Yeah, well, now you're in trouble.
Yep, for sure.
Have you ever intercepted the mail because of your grades?
Yes, indeedly do. They used to send home midterms instead of, now there's parent portals, so your parents can see your grades.
Anytime.
Yeah, at all times. But then they would send home like midterm grades where you're at, so you still had enough time before the end of the term to get your grades up. And yes, I would intercept those.
Yeah, thank God they didn't have parent portal back in our day.
You would have never done a thing.
Yeah, it would have been shipped off or something. But yeah, I intercepted the mail for sure. They're like, I don't know, we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep, I think that's it.
That's it.
All right.
Wow, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there you have it. How naughty were you? We're going to tally up and give you our scores. All right, the grades are in. quick, somebody intercept this.
Yes.
I had 13.
I had 13 as well.
What? We're equally naughty?
Yes, we're equally naughty. You're equally as naughty as I am.
I find that hard to believe.
I wasn't that naughty.
Let us know what your score was in the comments. That was fun. We haven't been able to film much on this channel, and I was like, we have to do something for back to school.
Yeah.
We love back to school time, and by we, I mean me mostly. There is something about, and I've talked about this before, back to school supplies is like my favorite. I love to see what's new for lockers and Post-its and crayons and pens and all that stuff. We don't have anybody to buy that stuff for, but I still like it. I love office supplies, school supplies, kind of stuff. And we live, we've shown the back of our house before. There's a green space that we back up to, which is school property. So we have an elementary school right down, I don't know, 4 or 5 houses down from us. And so back to school time is kind of I don't know, there's mixed emotions. There's less kids around during the day squealing and screaming and whatever. But when school's in session, there's a lot of parking, a lot of mess, depending on what time of day you have to leave, come or go or whatever. So there's that. Anyway, let us know if you have kids going back to school, and if that's already happened yet, I would love to know. Come find us on social media if you haven't already. We are most active on Instagram. Our Instagram feeds to Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, that's another great place to find us. We're having fun filming on this channel. We're going to be doing some pet peeves videos. We're going to be doing some reactions, some reviews of some TV shows and movies. So let us know if you have any suggestions for this channel. We would love to know down in the comments. Comments is the place where you can subscribe to this channel, along with our food channel, along with our game channel where we're playing GeoGuessr and having so much fun.
Yes.
And the food channel where we're always trying new foods. We're going to be doing some more restaurant reviews and getting out into the world. So come subscribe to all of the channels. Now, if you love back to school time or hate back to school time, or if you're a teacher, this has got to be mixed emotions for you as well. Like fun to go back, but have to go back, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there is something if you're into satisfying videos, one of the things I love that I fell down the rabbit hole with during COVID was there's like this whole thing on like teacher YouTube where they're like setting up their classrooms and decorating it. Oh my gosh. Remember when I was into that? I would watch.
I do.
And we have our friend Ryan is getting his own classroom this year, and he's going to do a classroom setup. Hi Ryan, if you're watching, we can't wait to see that. So
that's right.
Anyway, happy back to school if it affects you, and if it doesn't, I hope you enjoyed our little stories and had some fun.
Yeah.
That's all we have for today.
That's it, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.